Hi lovers. Hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Let's have a chat, guys. Let's have a chat. I was just thinking now, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm coming from somewhere where I was just listening about, I was listening to somebody talking about stepkids, stepchildrens in a way. But I do not want to dwell on the topic. But it got me thinking, men, and I think we should speak to men. There's something I picked up that men are very, very careless when it comes to picking baby mamas. Men are very careless. Not all of them, but most of them. They are very careless when picking baby mamas. They are not careless when picking wives, however. Because I picked up that, these days I take taxis, and I've been taking taxis for closer to 2 years or more than 2 years now when I'm going to work. Yeah. I've been taking taxis, and most of the time when these guys drop me, we talk. We always have a conversation. I like having conversations with these guys. They have so much wisdom to offer. So this day, yesterday and today, we were busy talking about something that I want us to discuss in the next video. But first of all, I just want to put a little bit point here to say that men are very, very careless when picking baby mamas. When they're picking people to make children. Besides, they don't think. They just make kids. They just make kids. But when they are choosing who to marry, they are careful, they are scared, they are double checking women, they are double checking their standards, they are double checking where they are coming from, they are double checking the family dynamics, they are double checking where they are coming from. Which on the other hand, now I think we fail as women. Maybe it's because men comes for us and we don't walk around asking them out. We fail as women because we don't ask real questions in relationships, and we don't observe as they observe. I picked up when we met with my husband. I remember perfectly well in the moment of seeing that I'm renting, he popped a lot of questions about my family. He popped questions. Why are you renting? Where are your parents? Don't you have siblings? Why are you staying alone? And you could tell that he's more interested in how I am with, or the relationships that I have with my siblings, with my family. He's more interested, and you could tell he took time to get to know them and be inspired and love the dynamics. But us, on the other hand, we give it a blind eye. We don't pay that attention to who are your parents, what relationships do you have with your parents? What relationships do you have with your siblings? How is your family dynamic? We really put a blind eye on that. But I would encourage women that are coming from the past that before you go further, because these men, they pop some of these questions here. Before you go further, start being invested. Just be nosy. It's nice to be nosy. Know how are the family dynamics, how are the relationships, how do people get along, how do sometimes find out these things also. And when things are not, when these are things that I cannot handle, while it's early, before you go deep, then you can withdraw and start giving other guys chances also, because this is what men do. They get to know you, they see if you are married materials, and then they see whether they want to play with you or not. If they want to keep you as a wifey, they go on. If they want to play with you, they start mixing you up. If they want, men are very selfish. Back to the topic, we are talking about men being selfish on choosing baby mamas. Now, I came with a man yesterday, and that man, we don't know each other. We just met, so I can talk about this story. So that man is telling me, he was telling me a story that we are going to be talking about in the next video that I want us to discuss. and he's complaining about us women. He's like, you women are, he's giving his complaints. And then in the middle of everything, he spoke about, no, me, I have kids. I have kids, and I have 4 kids. And I'm like, with one woman? Because I was like, marry the mother of the kids. No, I cannot marry them. No, I cannot marry them. They are not wifey materials. They cannot take good care of me. Now, at the back of my mind, I keep thinking, if somebody is not wifey material, somebody is unable to take care of you, who is a grown-up as man, how do you trust them with your child to raise your child for you? Dear men, don't you think you are a little bit skewed there? You are not thinking right, because your child is your biggest. A baby is something very important, and that baby needs more taking care of, needs more teachings, even more than you, who is an adult. But you are more concerned about yourself not being taken care of in marriage, and not you being loved correctly, but you are giving that person your child to love and raise. It does not make sense. Now I'm saying to the guy, no, but marry one of the girls, because I mean you should see me everywhere I go. I'm telling them to marry the baby mamas. I'm always there. If he tells me I have a child, I'm like, why don't you get married, settle, and raise the children? Now he is telling me no, but some I'm like, how many kids per mother? Some have 2 babies, some have 1. And I'm like, now choose between the ones that have a lot, and get married, or take the one that you made the baby with last, and get married. But you can tell the guy he's not interested. Stop. Also, I think we need to have a video on this thing. Stop giving men children if your aim is to get married. If your aim is to get married in future and want to have your own children, stop giving men children. You are reducing your chances of other men looking at you. And that men have got the audacity to even be there saying, Nana, I don't want a woman with kids. So what he's doing is that he's just leaving you with kids. He leaves you there. He moves on, searching for women with no kids. And then he tells me that, but it's okay if I'm still searching, but I cannot find the one that, is good to marry, but also a lot of women now have kids, and I don't want a woman with a child. So be very careful. Don't let social media fool you into don't give men children if they're not marrying you. These niggas, I remember when in every relationship that I am, I tell these men, very serious, if I'm in a relationship with you and you're having discussions, I'll tell you that my aim is to get married. My aim is to have my own house with children one day. That is where I'm headed to. So that if you know that you are with me and one day you wouldn't want to get married and have children while it's early, we can, I'm not even going to be in a world where we don't have direction. What do we talk about in a relationship? Where are we headed to? Have these discussions with these guys, but do not give them children. I remember there was a guy that asked me for a child in one relationship. Good looking guy, very, very light in complexion, and he's asking me for the baby. But now you are just like wondering, if I give you a baby, you are not working, I'm not working. And then what happens to us? What happened to this baby? Sometimes when these men are asking for babies, they're not thinking. Because I remember being asked for a baby that time. I didn't get a job yet. I think I got a job in that year, my first job. I don't have a job yet. I think I was 25 years old, just right after I broke off my virginity. I'm not working. You are not working. We are all students. We are all trying to get a job. Now you want a baby. How are we going to raise this child? Sometimes also when men are asking for babies, I don't think they are thinking right. They're just, these people don't think. And don't think when they give you a child, you are the one. I think we need to have a separate discussion on that. They just make babies because they want babies. Or I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they can come and tell us what they're doing. But I will tell you, my lady, stop giving men children if your aim is to get married one day. If you do not want to get married one day, however, you can start giving birth to your children knowing that you can end up alone. Because these niggas are going to run away from you. And you are just going to be there. And what now they do is that they keep you there. And then they just sleep with you and then they go. They don't take you serious. That's why most of the time, if you have a child and you pick up as you grow, these niggas, they ask, do you have a child? The moment they pick up that you have a child, then they either just sleep with you for the sake of sleeping, then they go, or they leave you there. It's really a slim number that they take very serious. Men don't want women with children. And I was even talking to this guy to say that when you have too many women like that, who's going to marry those women that you are living with your kids? And he does not care. That guy does not care. He does not care. And then he'll be like, no, I'll just look for somebody else. With children or with no children. No, I don't want a woman with children. No, I don't want. And this is when also, and this is when now they go and marry you with no kids. In the audacity, men are very selfish. In the audacity, then they go bring those children that they just made with every woman. Eh? Some of them are not even matured enough. Some of them are matured enough. And then they bring their children to you. And then they make you a nanny. They make you a nanny. Now you are a wife. You are dealing with marital problems generally. And then they add kids. In West, they add their crazy baby mamas. In West, they add their crazy family members. You cannot even just discipline one child and slap. The whole nation is talking. No, kunonya, what. You can't even have a little bit of peace. I think men, the way we are making babies is really uncalled for. I think we need to revisit the way we make kids a little bit. I think you are irresponsible in making children. Revisit making children. And I know as women we can trick you into making children if we want. Just be extra careful, because if I want a baby with a man, with me, it's very easy for me to trick you, because I can easily tell you, I can test you, then we test one another, we are fine to go, then I can tell you I'm on birth control. One thing about this birth control is that I don't, when I was busy taking birth control, you were not there. You don't go to the clinic with me to get the birth control and make sure that I am really having it. No, you are just in your own world. If I tell you that I'm on birth control and I'm not on birth control, and then we have unprotected sex, since you all don't like protection, and I don't know what's going on with you, next thing, I'm pregnant, but you didn't even plan for that baby. And then we give birth to my child. That's why sometimes you can also be easily tricked, and sometimes you can also be easily given pregnancies that are not yours. That's why sometimes you must also learn to save up. If somebody says they're pregnant and you are not sure, even if you just have a little bit of doubt, start saving up money for DNA, and then you just take that child, you DNA the child, you make sure that the child is yours. You can even steal the baby. It's very easy. Just go there, cut the hair. What do they test on those DNA stuff? Just take whatever that you can use. If not, when the child grows and the child is just running around, you just say, bring the child. I want to spend some time with the child. Go to the doctor. Have a DNA. Come, get your results and be 100% sure. You don't even need to cause dramas. If the baby is not yours, take to the mother. The mother must look for the father of the child. That's not your responsibility. This thing of us also dropping kids on you is not right. So be more careful. The way you men are making children, you are irresponsible, bruh. If most of you, we just take you and say, go marry the mother of your children, most of you will run away. You wouldn't want. You won't even think twice. Why? If you cannot want to marry them and be with them for the rest of your life, why make them mothers of your children? It only comes really to answer that most of you are not prepared to be fathers. You do not understand what being a father means. You do not understand what creating a life means. Ne? I don't think most of you understand. If you understood, you wouldn't make them mothers if you cannot make them wives. If you do not trust them with yourself, with your heart, there's no way you can trust them with a part of you, which is your child. Am I making sense? Let's hope I'm making sense enough. I really picked up that you guys are very, 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 very irresponsible. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with men. And there's something that they were actually, that man was discussing with me that I want to discuss with you guys in my next video. I will see you guys in my next video. That's it from me, Helma Daniel. I wish and I think and I want men to come here and tell us, and that is my advice from you, from me to you men, to say that if you cannot make them a wife, if you know, there are those girls that you really look at and you're like, oh, you know, she's good, you know, that's okay. If things don't work out later, they don't work out. Plus also, stop making kids like this, because when you are not, I've spoken about why people break up after pregnancy. Stop breaking up with your baby mamas that are really, really good because of pregnancies. Those things are a stage that I remember one day, one married man friend of mine had a chat with me and he was like, ish, a pregnancy can break people up if you are not careful. Ne? And I had to do more research on that. And it's true. If you are not well prepared, if you are not even in a union where any of the parents can come and sit you down, if you are not okay, stop making kids, man. We are messing up things for children's name. I was even with a woman, when was it? This week. Yeah, this week I remember we were just busy going to the mall here to grab dinner, and I found people there talking about a child that was raped by the pastor stepfather. Ne? So I found them speaking about that in the taxi, and you know, upon her giving a story, she said something like, stepkids are the most children that are suffering on this planet. Ne? Or the child is saying, one child apparently, it was like, I was once in a cab with a stepchild, or in a bus, and she was very emotional and crying. Her grandmother passed on, ne? And she used to stay with her grandmother, because we were talking about how in the past, children that are made out of the wedlock, ne, are not, more especially on our side as women. Let me say, for instance, I have a child and then I come in a marriage. Back in the days, those children of mine, they were not people, that's what I saw, and that's what we're discussing, to say they were not allowed for you to go with them in your marriage. They stay with their grandmother. They stay with your mother. The mother says, you are not going with the child, go to your marriage. I will take care of this child. Ne? And there was a reason for that. Ne? Because now what happened is that woman went to get married. She went with her child, and her husband started sleeping with the child. And then the husband made the child pregnant. I think the story is like that. I did not read it. I just heard it. So I cannot really confirm whether it's true or not. Now we're discussing about the danger of taking your child with to a man that is just a boyfriend, you know, is those are the result. They are raping people's children. Now this woman is telling me that I was once with a child that was not crying because the grandmother passed away, and she was like, I do not know where to go. My mother is married. My stepfather does not like me. My father is married. My stepmother does not like me. I do not know where to go. You know, and I was like, you know, let us stop creating this step nonsense for children. If we can, please let us avoid by all means to make children like this. We cannot sit here and say, force people to say accept children, because I've realized that men are the most selfish people on this planet. They do not even want to date women with kids, yet they want women to accept their children with other men. For us to solve this problem, let us avoid making children in this manner. It's not right. We will make children suffer. Ne? It's not right. And if you, as a man, you want your children to be taken care of, since you all are just dishing children, like the man that I was talking about now, have 4 kids already before marriage, and we do not know whether he's done or he's still continuing. 4 already. Now somebody is going to be a stepmother of 4 children already. You know, be hands-on. You know, build a house. Have your own house. Make it easier for your wife. Ne? If you have your house, if you pay the bills, if you pay the school fees, if you buy the food, if you pay for electricity, if you are on top of your game, these kids won't be a problem to your wife. They might be a problem, but at least it's something a wife can go like, it's okay, since the father is really, doing the fatherly duties, plus also taking care of you as a wife, rather than you are the ones in the middle of things. And and also the man that knows how to respect the house family rather than the family members outside. Because if you are married, then unfortunately you are also going to suffer in a way. But at least when you are a man and you are such complicated situations, let me not even advise you there, because I will advise you terribly wrong. I'm not good at this step parenting thing. It's not for me. Ne? I don't like it. Personally, I don't like it. I feel like somebody wants to make me a nanny. That's how I look at this whole situation. I look at it like the mother of your child is out there relaxed, living her life. You are out here relaxed, living your life, because you can leave anytime and go with your friends. And me, I must be a nanny. That's how I look at this whole situation. I must be a nanny. And I must be a nanny looking after your kids, And if I discipline one, and then your family, the 2 families are going to come for me, I'm not prepared. Sometimes peace is also important. So much is just happening. Stop creating situations for your wives. Stop creating situations. Just have sex without making a baby. Learn those pull-out methods also. Learn to use condoms. Learn to accompany women for contraceptives. If a woman says, I do not want contraceptives, respect that and use a condom. Use protection, rather than creating a whole life. If you know you cannot grow old with them, don't baby mama them. Don't make them baby mamas. Plus, also, you are reducing women's chances of getting another guys. Because you guys do not want women with children. And that is the reality that a lot of people are not talking about. But if you just take a savvy, or what do we call it? Take a savvy name, and then you just walk around asking men, would you date a woman with a child? Would you date and marry a woman with a child? Would you date and marry a woman with 1 child, 2 children? Most of those niggas, they're like, no, I don't want a woman with a child. No, I cannot marry a woman with a child. That is the reality. Internet can come and make you what, and say things. Yeah, yes, make yourself look beautiful. Make yourself be independent. These niggas will just come and chow and go. Next thing we will talk about also, this woman growing up and then sleeping with small boys. I think we need to make that a topic also. But yeah, but it's also late, man. Let me end here. Then we'll talk about the topic that I want to talk about tomorrow. I'll make time to speak to you guys tomorrow. As in, for now, I'm going to, do other things. I'm going to do other things, watch my movies or do other things. But that's it for now. Let's end here. I'll see you guys in my next video. That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. Please, men, be a little bit more responsible. Be a little bit more responsible. And to my ladies, stop giving these men children. Stop giving these men children. That's all that I have to tell you. They don't mean us good. These men don't like us. They don't mean us good like that. If you allow these niggas to give you children, they are going to run away. And worse, you are going to be with a child that they are not looking after. Because men, I do not know. You are going to be with a child that this man, I was even the guy yesterday was talking about his sister, leaving a guy and, wanting the guy to stay away from the child. He was like, no, don't make that mistake. Those kids love the father, leave them. Because if you stop them from going to their father, that father will stop supporting those children. Don't do that, So I'm just like, yeah, he knows himself. He's a man. So listen to this man. Sometimes, these 2 years, I've been speaking more to men. I speak to men almost every day. When I'm going to work, I'm chatting with them. When I'm coming from there, I'm chatting with them. And it's amazing how we get along very, very well. I chat with these taxi drivers. We talk. But the things that the man speaks about, because we need to speak to them to understand them. So most of the time I pop questions. Sometimes even if I'm just having marital problems, I just pop it there to say, look, I'm experiencing ABC. Why do you think men do ABC? Those people, they give me, you strangers, from especially from a man's point of view, they'll tell you that no, as a man, if a man is doing this, then this. If a man is doing this, then this. You learn a lot from men. And I ask different type of men. The big ones that are driving taxis, the small ones, the middle one. I just ask questions. Whatever I want to ask, I talk to them. But in most cases, I want to have, productive conversations with them. And I picked up that, guys, ladies, we need to look after ourselves. And you men, you need to think. Because what I picked up is that you're not thinking when you're making children. You are really not thinking. You can all come here and agree with me. You are not thinking. How you make children, I do not know what you are doing. You cannot not be ready for marriage and settling and creating a home, yet you are busy producing children. You do not know what you are doing. You cannot trust a woman to raise your child when you do not trust that woman to take care of you in old age. Then there's a problem. Your thinking is not right. Something is not right there. And as also women, let us not just be told, I love you, I love you, I love you. I've had a man ask me for a child when I was still a student. I don't have a job. He's still a student. He doesn't have a job. And we are supposed to produce a child so that the child, we feed the child what? That man was not thinking. No thinking. Common sense was not there on that question. He's brilliant. He's brilliant because I remember he was doing IT. He's brilliant book-wise. But life-wise, he's asking me to do stupid decisions. And sometimes these guys just want to have you trapped there. They trap you there, they give you children, they're not even marrying you, they're not popping questions, they just drop you there because they know how they roll, these guys. They know chances of you getting another man when you have a child is slim because they are also guys and they do not want people with children. Okay, I'll see you guys in my next video. That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. Bye bye.